Well, I think it's finally time to change out this lawnmower battery on this Cub Cadet here. It's been struggling to crank up, and then this morning I go to crank it and it's not doing anything. I've had this mower for about 3.5 years. So we're going to take this battery out here and we're going to replace it with a new one. All you should have to do is disconnect your positive and negative terminal. So positive there, negative there. Ooh, that thing's hot. So we're going to replace, that wire's hot as hell. So we're going to replace this battery by taking those two terminals off. And there's also this little bar here that helps keep the battery in place. And it has a little bolt down there. We'll take a socket and unscrew that. Once you undo that one, it should just come out from that side. So let's give it a try. We'll take off these terminals first, these wires. Let's see what size we need. Well, I may have to get another socket set over here. Yeah, none of these are working. But my kids use these, so I've got a bunch of them missing. All right, so going through this little box of sockets, we should find one that works. Man, everyone's super close, but just not it. That one's too big. That one's too little. All right, well, surprise, surprise, it's the elusive 10mm goes on there. I happen to have one in this random bucket, but my other kits, they're missing the 10mm. Imagine that. That's how it goes. So now, let's get this thing turned the right way. Come here. So we're going to loosen this up using this ratchet and socket. Damn, this thing is turning fucking nuts. This one's doing correct. So that negative is coming off of there, right? And it's just a bolt that goes through the wire. So it's a bolt that goes through this wire and connects it to the battery here. And there's a nut on the back side, so we're gonna make sure we get that nut out of there when we get this battery off. Let's keep working on this one. It's like the bastard just welded in or some shit. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Okay. So the whole damn thing came off like that. No big deal. We can keep working on that. Let's get, so if it's stuck like that, you're gonna have to grab something, like an adjustable wrench. Try and get where y'all can see that thing. Let's see. If it's stuck, you'll need like an adjustable wrench to grab this back side, because this son of a bitch is like locked in place. Oh shit, you little bastard. I may have to bend this out of the way. which is fine. All we're worried about is the wire. All right, so let's bend this thing back. All right, so once we bent that bullshit back, we can now try to grip this a little better. God damn. You can also probably use like some WD-40 or some kind of penetrating lubricant, which I didn't really even think about, but now I'm thinking about it because I may need it. I think I got it. That thing was just damn. I guess the heat and shit just cooked that bastard on there. But there we go. So there's a little square nut that comes off the back that attaches everything together. This part that we bent, I don't think we need that anymore. I'm sure that comes on the new battery, but maybe it don't. We're gonna find out. I would assume it comes on the new battery. It just broke off of that old battery. So now, once I've got those off, I'm gonna come down here to this guy. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same 10 millimeter. Let's check it. Nope, it's smaller. So we'll save that 10 millimeter there. We'll check it, and it appears that that little piece down there is an 8 millimeter. So let's put an 8 millimeter socket on our ratchet. On this ratchet. Just make sure you're going to turn it the right way. If you start to turn it, it's tight, go the other way. I make that mistake a bunch, even though I know right is tight and left is loose. Everybody gets confused sometimes. So if you got to turn it and it's tight, don't force it. Try it the other way. If it gets loose that way, then that's the way you need to go. Very few things are reverse threads. I have dealt with some machinery that are reverse threaded. And it's great to know that before you start working on it, because that just means it turns the opposite way that everything else turns. So it's left is tight and right is loose on those particular things. All right, so once you get this little rod unbolted, it just comes out like that. That little piece goes in a hole down there. There's a hole down there. So that's all there is for taking this damn battery out. And then we're going to take this up to the part store and trade it in for a new one. And then we'll come back and put the new one in. Should crank right up. All right, so I went to O'Reilly's and had to cross-reference that battery for that Cub Cadet. And it came out to be, I guess, their brand or whatever, ETZ14S. Battery's not cheap.
Fake rock that has the key in it in the new place.
Yeah, it's right over there. It's by the flag. You see it?
Yeah.
Really? I know. These batteries aren't cheap. I mean, this little bitty ass battery is $138 and some change. It's $128. You save $10 when you bring your old battery as a core. So 130 bucks pretty much for this battery right here. You got it, B? Oh yeah. Thank you, baby. Now this new battery, it came with new bolts and nuts, so we'll use the new ones. Might as well. So we're going to pull that little package off with the bolts and nuts in it. And we're going to pull off, make sure you pull off that red cap. Of course you have to get this thing put in. But so pull off the red cap, that's the positive side. You'll see a plus, that's positive. You'll see a minus, that's negative. It goes right back here the same way the other battery went. Positive on that side, negative on that side. That way all your cables reach. You can't really mess it up because the negative cable, if you can see, doesn't reach the positive side. It just reaches to the negative side. So you really can't mess that up. First thing we're gonna do is put this bracket back in. It just goes in a little hole right down there. The little hook side goes in the hole, slides back over your battery. Line this side up with the hole that's in the metal here. Clean that up just a little bit. And now we're going to take that 8mm that we pulled out of there, and we're going to slide it back in the hole. Let's see. Slide it back in the hole. Switch our ratchet over to tighten. And we'll tighten this thing down. Let's see, get both my hands in here and tighten this thing. Sometimes if you don't have it, if it's not tight in there, you have to use your hand to kind of hold that top of that ratchet in place and give it a little bit of resistance. Just like it's doing now. Okay, so it's getting in there now where I don't have to use but one hand. Want to make sure you put this back on. If not, your damn battery is going to flop around, and that's not good, and it's going to put stress on your wires. So don't forget to put this back on. Go ahead and do it first so you don't forget. Make sure it's good and tight, because a lawnmower, it vibrates a bunch, so you want to make sure that all your bolts and things are tight. So we'll put this 8mm back where it's supposed to go. Hell, I got two 8mm in this thing, so I'll throw one of them in my random bucket. So now that we have that, this is all the old hardware. I'm going to save that just in case. You never know when you'll need nuts and bolts for certain things. Now I'll open up the little package that came with the new battery. Let's see if this thing will come in handy after all. Yep. Fuck. Don't lose all your shit. Okay. It also came with washers, so we're going to use the washers that it came with. The other one didn't have washers. Whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this positive terminal first. Pull that boot out of the way. And we'll just twist it around. It's just wires. You don't want to twist it too crazy, but twist that around. Put your washer, put your bolt, go ahead and put that through there. And then you have this little square nut that slides inside of this. And we're going to try to get that lined up a little bit, maybe. And just start turning it with that bolt being in there, or that nut being in there, and it will eventually catch. So see, now I'm catching. It fits in there pretty tight, so you ain't got to do much other than just put it in there, try to line it up, tighten it up. That wasn't too bad. Now we go back to our 10mm and we tighten it. Now you don't want to over tighten these terminals, these screws that go in these terminals, because you can break stuff. So don't over tighten that. Just give it a little bit till it gets somewhat tight. Do not overdo it. So now to the negative side, same thing, washer, bolt. I'll slide him in there just a little bit. I'll slide that nut back behind it, and we just start spinning to the right until it catches and it's caught. It caught that nut. It's threading on. Do it finger tight, and then take your 10 millimeter, and we're going to turn it a little bit until it is just tight, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Changing it out, it takes more time to go to the parts store and get your battery than it does to change it out. So now we should have another 2 or 3 years, hopefully, with that battery working the way it should. And I will put this 10 millimeter back in here where it damn goes. That's supposed to be 11:30 seconds. All my stuff is all messed up. So now we're back with a 10 millimeter there. We have our trash. We have our old stuff here. I'll get all this stuff put back up. Let's go ahead and see if it cranks though. That's it, just like that. All right, so now we're ready to cut. Now the fun part begins. If you got any questions on this, leave something in the comments, or hit me up on Facebook or something, whatever. Holla.